when you don't have life together. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate a lot. I hopefully can at least give you guys either some knowledge or some comfort. One of the two. Let's get into it right away. So guys, full disclosure, I don't have life together. Not even a little bit. I struggle with a lot of things, but I came to an agreement, I will say, with myself and nobody else, that it's not that bad to have it not together. I'm 28, closing in on 29. So yeah, for everybody out there who is relatively my age, maybe a little bit younger, maybe a little bit older, it's all good. I think this generally speaks to not particularly one side of the spectrum of age. So yeah, I don't have a wife, don't have a girlfriend. It's completely fine. It's not for me yet. Sure, I would like it in the future. I would love it actually. But now, let's say you have family members, or you have society, or anything along those co-workers, whatever it may be. Why have you not it together, right? Why don't you have a wife? Why don't you have children? Why do you not work 80 hours a week, or anything along those lines? And perhaps you're just focusing on something else to acquire, which for your personal benefit is better than pursuing the other things. That's totally fine. I don't think you're supposed to have it all together when you're, let's say, up until your 40s. After that, it might become a little bit dramatic if you're, useless, let's say, in a way. But before that, I think it's fine. Because, hear me out. You want to go to school. You want to have a good degree. I get it. Of course. Lately, those things take roughly 80 hours, I think, weekly, easily. So can you really go to work? I suppose not, if you have a high determination goal in your schooling, right? Let's say you want to become a doctor or anything like that. So yeah, that's what society thinks perhaps you're doing wrong. You must do this and that, right? But I don't really think that's particularly true. Don't get me wrong. Don't be lazy, but don't overwork so you're going backwards. Because the thing is, if you focus 80 hours a week on school, and that's everything that you can do, for example, right? Or work, one of the two. And then you want to pursue something else or just do something else. And now you must manage two things, which is really difficult. Don't get me wrong, that's really difficult. A lot of people don't know how to manage, which I personally don't know either too good or too well, So, is one worth sacrificing the other, you might ask? And that's totally up to you. I think if you have certain means or family certain means as wealth or things like that, completely focus on school, as long as you want. Because in the end, it really can give you a stable job. And if you're a doctor, you're good for life. You won't become maybe a millionaire, but you're definitely good there. And that's the other thing. Cash, right? A lot of people seem to want to have so much so early on. And I always dabble whether I am someone like that as well. But I think I came to a conclusion that I'm not. I think I just want to be making enough money where I can say I won't be drowning in debt. I won't be drowning in complete misery if something goes wrong. So whatever your lifestyle is, let's say you need 2,000 to just survive in the country that you are, a monthly. Aim for 2,000 to 500, perhaps, right? If you have more, it's always nice. It's always good. But if you're below that, you really get some severe problems. Because how I personally feel it is if I'm getting attacked in a way by, I wouldn't say society, not at all, but more by the fact that the possibility of going downwards in a spiral, which is harder to come out of every time that you're there. So let's say you have a new bill, but you already are behind your other bills, right? It's literally basically drowning. There's nothing else that I really can say. It's head-on jumping in, well, getting subsumed by the void, let's say, right? By an entity that's bigger than you, pretty much. So, let's say it's the sea, and you don't have emergency small boats or whatever, and you're on this big yacht, and the yacht breaks down, like Titanic-wise. How are you gonna survive? You're not. So if you don't have lifelines, how are you surviving, right? And that could be a really difficult thing. I still struggle with that, for sure. And I see that certain priorities are better than others. So I don't know about you guys, but let's say your priority is let's say for a woman, right? And she might have priority that she want to have children before it's too late. Try and build a good life together with your husband or whatever. I really think that's something good to pursue for a woman. And not that I say women shouldn't work or anything like that. If that's your thing, you do you. But I'm just, generally speculating here. Pick your battles and choose them wisely. And if you have, let's say, all your battles are horribly. Let's say you have not a single thing going right. Pick the battle that will least likely to get you even further down the road. So if you have option A, something bad, very, very, very bad. Option B, something really bad, but not very, very, very bad. Try to kick down that very bad thing. Or let's say you have one little thing that's just, maybe you can fix that in a week, right? Try and do that one. And every time you perhaps do a little bit towards two evils, and you pick the lesser evil to combat, you will still grow. You will still grow. Sure, that really big dragon behind you lurking there, it's still there. I get that. It's still there. And you want to have, of course, a method to get rid of the dragon. It's only logical. Now, perhaps you want to... how am I going to say this? Perhaps you want help, but you don't know how to get help. Try something online. Or if you have friends, try it with your friends. Now, a whole other topic that I will disclaim in a different video is whether your friends are your friends. I think that could be a very fun topic as well. But anyway, maybe you have some good friends. Maybe you have some solid friends. Perhaps they have some nice insights that you otherwise wouldn't have. And I think I can relatively understand that you maybe don't dare to ask your friends, because it might be too close to you guys. Because you're opening yourself up, and therefore everybody, quote unquote, sees your naked brain, let's say. So yeah, that could be something horrible. So maybe an online person or a therapist or whatever. I don't know what's best suited for you, but you can always try something. If it doesn't particularly work, you can always quit. You can always quit. I haven't been in science in years, and I'm fine with that. I love YouTube. I love doing YouTube shit. I just enjoy it. So, sure, you can say, did I make more? Do I make less now? Yes. But I do something that I absolutely love. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's not about me, it's about you guys. And I really want to help you guys along the way, and myself as well. Because I think, let's say somebody leaves something in the comments like, hey, this, that. Don't get me wrong. Full disclaimer, I am not a therapist. I'm not qualified to give life-changing advice. Just take my advice with a grain of salt and do whatever you want. It's just fun to see a community grow together. I really enjoy that. I think that's something very tribalism in a way, which speaks to me almost biblically. I don't know why. I cannot really explain that. Anyway, I think this is a good 10 minutes. We should keep it at this. I will, for the next videos on this subject, make it a little bit more clear where I want to go, maybe perhaps give more clear advice, I don't know. I will brainstorm some topics and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.